How's it going, YouTube? This is Crimson TCG here with the new set 4 of Riftbound, Vendetta. Today we're going to be doing a box opening and see if we hit any cool pools. Now, Vendetta being the 4th set that's released for Riftbound has been pretty hyped. There's a lot of interesting and cool characters from the League of Legends universe, uh, of which we have notable ones like Akali and Zed, of which had recent big lore impacts not too long ago, maybe about like 3 or 4 years ago. If you've never opened any product of Riftbound, the booster boxes are MSRP of 120 USD. They come with 24 booster packs, about $5 each. In which there'll be 14 cards inside. You'll have three what we call hit slots. One is a guaranteed foil slot, which can be a common or above. A rare slot, which will always be at bare minimum a rare. And we have our rare plus slot, which in the rare plus slot could be anything between a rare, epic, or some type of showcase, including overnumbereds. Alrighty, let us get started. Right. So we got let's see if the camera, there we go. Got Forsaken Bakai, a Serene Aesthetic, an Otterpuss, Brutal Steel, Brutal Hunter, Kinku Lifeblade, Reluctant Leader. Now we're into the uncommons. We have the Noxian Demolitionist, Bakai Reaper, Noxian Emissary, and our first rare being a Decree of Focus. The decree cycle is new to Vendetta. It actually targets the enemy pairing color. So in this case, the green one will target any of the red or fury domain units or spells. And we got a legend. We got Mel, Soul's Reflection. There's 9 legends in this set. In prior ones, there have always been 12. It seems to be that they're lowering it as sets get smaller, but it may vary throughout the next few sets. Who knows? And oh, we have actually our first higher rarity. We have an epic. We have a Lightning Rush. Lightning Rush is Kennan's signature spell. Signature spells can only be played in the decks of the same name, so the Kennan signature spell can only be played in the Kennan deck. So a little bit of deck building restriction, but it's pretty cool and nice way to start us off. I will not be going through all of the low rarity stuff as there's so many cards to go through. We can't be sitting here constantly talking about them all, but we can shift through them and just take in all the art. This is the one thing that I would say Riftbound has over many of the other TCGs on the market is it has such a notable IP. Being from the Runeterra universe, we have art from both Legend of Runeterra, League of Legends. I mean, I think they have Wild Rift. We have all their side games like the Ruin King. They pull art from pretty much all of their IPs. And so it's a lot of interesting and cool things that many people who've only played League of Legends don't even know. We have another rare Gangplank, the Glowstone, and ooh, so this symbol here, this little yellow symbol is what we call a showcase hit. So showcase hits are always going to be a either an alternate art or an overnumbered card. And what are we hitting? We hit an alternate art and Bessa. The one thing this game has very wonderful is the foiling. I don't know if you can tell in the camera. There's a lot of cool texture going on these things. So we can put our hits right here. We can actually put them up here so then the camera can see. There we go. And just set this off to the side. So to the viewers out there, question for you. What are you most excited for? Is there any cool League of Legends champions that you would want to get added into Riftbound? Is there any interesting lore points or any cool in-universe characters, not necessarily champions from League of Legends, that you would want to see added, not always as like a legend, but maybe even just a card? Um, Something that they've already visited with like Commander Ledros in set one. There's been some really cool tiebacks to a lot of the lore of this game, and I think that's something that I really hope they delve deeper into. This game is full of lore, being from the League of Legends universe. That I mean, they can build upon this for years upon years. We got Applied Researcher. So this is the normal standardized pack where we'll see as a foil, common or above. So this one's an uncommon. Another decree, part of that cycle that we were talking about earlier. And two decrees. So we have a double decree pack. Notably, these have different enemies because they're different pairings. So the Decree of Rage compared to the Decree of Focus. So these are the two counterparts to each other. So this one will affect Fury units. This one affects Calm units. And the Decree of Insight affects the body units. Slowly but surely, we will be getting through most of the hits. We've already gone one alt art and we've gone one epic. So there's still lots to be seen here in this box. Hoping we hit a nice overnumbered, maybe even a signature, but can't be too hasty. Create Discord, and then a Kali Silent, another one of the new champions and legends in this set. She's been very much sought after, and everyone's been very excited about the new Akali legend. Got the Otterpuss, Blade Twirler, Hand Hammer, Keeper of Law, Guttural Roar, Shadow Order Disciple, Soul Spinner, Pocket Protector, Covert Informant, Bakai Witherclaw, a foil Kinku Lifeblade, a regular rare Ambessa the Wolf, which is the lower rarity version of the alt art we pulled earlier, and another legend, Gnosis, Curator of the Sands. Not too bad, not too bad. Still no more epics, so we still got plenty of hits left. On average, we should see at least another 5 epics or so and one more big hit in the box, but there could be more. Brittle Steel, Twilight Shroud, Tools of the Empire, Up from the Deep, Keeper of Law, Jagged Cutlass, Perfect Execution. This card's very exciting. Escape Grape Act, Shadows of the Past, Swain Visionary, Shen, Eye of Twilight, and a Zed from the Shadows, another epic. We have an iterative design, Dune Surfer, Field Musicians, Grumpy Rock Bear, Shadowblade Lurker, Disciple of Shen, Fretful Feline, a Piltover Forge, Battlefield, Tomb Raider Barbara, another applied researcher, Foil Bakai Witherblood a Renekton Ragefield, and a Mina Swiftfoot. A nice little ordering. So one common thing that was happening within the past few sets of Riftbound was there was a lot of collation issues. Um, set 1, 2, and I want to say maybe 3, but I believe it was just 1 and 2. Had a lot of issues with um, double packs where we would hit either double legends, or you would actually have packs where you have a second foil slot, so you actually would miss out on a hit slot. Losing the rare plus slot, like if you open a full box, from what I understood, it didn't actually change anything. You would still hit all of your hits within it. Uh, no, it's for a case. Sorry, when you open a full case, you would end up having the same hits as you normally would have, anyways. But it feels bad when you're just buying one single box and, or if you're getting prizing from your Nexus Knights or skirmishes and you're opening multiple packs that just have double foils because you want to hit the nice epics or maybe even that signature. So foil questionable tome. It's Shen Scourge of Shadows and a Kale Justified. This card's very great. Limited bomb. This thing is amazing in pre-rifts, draft, maybe even constructed. We'll have to see on that. Getting pretty close here to halfway through the box. Haven't seen a whole lot just yet, so we're looking for it. Hopefully we can get that coveted signature. Cloud Drake, Punch Toro, Tornado Warrior, Masa Crashing Thunder, Legion Marauder, Spartling. This card's so cool. I'm very glad that they've added cards for having multiples in a deck. Being able to make just a Spiderling tribal deck is pretty sweet. Maybe something will come out of it. Fossil Spinner, a Jace Hammer in Hand. Ooh, another epic. Gnosis Ascended. Cool. It's very sweet. I'm not sure if he's going to see much play. He's pretty overpriced for his effects, but he might be playable. It's probably only in the Gnosis deck, but it doesn't seem too bad. Got an Apprentice Mage, Ruthless Strike, Dragon Form. Yeah, Vendetta is a quite small set, only 166 cards in the main set. I believe there is 40 more outside of the main set. This is including the SPs, which are actually exclusive art from Wild Rift, as well as the overnumbered. There is 22 pair of champion units that are considered rivals. And so these rivals are actually um, special hits for ONs in the packs. A Mel Newly Awakened. Yeah. These foils have a nice sheen, but definitely the alt arts are much, much nicer. I love the texture on them. As we can see, we've gone through a lot of the hits so far. That looks like 4 epics and an alt art. We are definitely still looking okay on the end of being able to hit nice alts, but we're running out of epics. So I'd like to see maybe an SP. That'd be cool. Um, Maybe like an SP Ari. That one is definitely a card that's pretty sought after for the set. Even though it's considered just an alt art slot, so it's not necessarily super rare, but it's definitely still rarer than just alt arts and the other sets. And Hammer Foil. Hey, Hextech Formula. Oh, and a Jace Brilliant Inventor alternate art. Yes, there's different patterns on each of these for the texturing. It's quite nice. Oh, that is 2 alt arts. This box is not necessarily dead yet. I've definitely opened a few boxes in the past where we've gone multiple alt arts and also still hit an overnumbered. So the box is still alive. I know for the next couple sets, everyone's looking forward to more Legends coming out. We have rotations coming up in January of 2028. Set 5 of this year, which will come out in end of October, is pretty exciting. That'll be actually the first year anniversary of Riftbound. Grumpy Rock Bear foil, nice. Eclipse Dragon, And the Kali Legend. There we go. Cool. The first year of Riftbound almost complete. It's kind of crazy how fast time has gone by. So many different regionals and different events, different promo products that Riot's already came out with so soon after release. It's very impressive considering, from what I understand, there was not really a lot of planning going in for the global market going into Riftbound, but it seems they have collected themselves quite fast. Hopefully, there's some cool events centered around Set 5. Set 5 seems to be pretty exciting. Those like Echo and Seraphine, I believe, that were shown on the cover. So hopefully both of those are getting legends. That'd be great. Clairvoyance. So foil Plateworm Egg. A Lowy. Oh, and there we go. We got an SP. SP set. Yeah, the camera can't really do it justice, but wow, these SPs in person are beautiful. That's our halfway through the box. There was a lot of hits on that left side of the box. For those who like to speculate a little bit, got a Apprentice Mage, Punching Poro, Esteemed Hierophant, Grumpy Rock Bear, Up from the Deep, Solari Sunhawk, Fleetworm Egg, High Reaper, Escaped Greyback, Gusmonk. Great card. This is honestly such an amazing card that they printed this set. 2 drops, quality, constantly every set have been getting better and better. A foil Bakai Reaper, Steel Paws, and a Hextech Disc. A lot of these cards, unfortunately, are not seeing quite a lot of play. Everyone's getting gearing up for the competitive season, going into season 4 of Riftbound. Um, Unfortunately, just there's not a whole lot in this set that was very impressive. There's a lot of items that are interesting, like for example, applied researchers here. I believe there's Lux decks, the Lux combo deck trying this out. It seems okay. It feels a little gimmicky and very like vulnerable, but there's some interesting play patterns to a lot of these new cards. Unfortunately, just the power level just seems much weaker compared to the last 3 sets. We started off very strong out of the gate in set 1, so trying to top that is pretty rough. Shroud, Grumpy Rock Bear, Dune Surfer, Tornado Warrior, Horns of the Dragon, Frightful Feline, Kinky Lifeblade, Bakai Witherclaw, Threshold of the Grey, Pendulum Blade. Always thought that was a little funny. Cool. We got a rare pack. So I guess I never really explained this, but typically when you see your last 3 hit slots in a booster pack and you start off with a rare, that second to last slot behind the rune should almost always be some type of hit. It'll either be an epic, an overnumbered, a alt art, it will be some type of hit. So we'll have a Z without a sound, M-Pesa, Matriarch of War, and a Death Mark. Unfortunately, pulling 3 alternate arts and 6 epics so far. Looking, oh no, that's 5. Sorry, 5 epics. So we got one more epic left, on average, of course. But it's looking pretty grim for an overnumbered for this box. But we've all been on social media before. We have seen some crazy things people post. Who knows if half of them are true? But if they are, there's always a chance, right? Shadows of the Past. At this point, even going through just the first box, foil Shadow Order Disciple. Um, Even going through just this first box, we're going to start seeing many repeats, especially in the common and uncommon slots. This is like I was saying earlier. This is a very small set, 166 down from I believe it's 287 ish from set one. So there's much less cards in this set. But that also means that if you decide to buy a few boxes, maybe even a case, you'll definitely get pretty much every common, uncommon, and rare that you'll need. So if you're looking to just go wide, you don't know what to play, but you just want to pick up all the playables for that set, or even just a play set of everything for that set outside of the epics, you can definitely do that. A case will more than likely not guarantee you every single epic, being only 6 on average per box, so about 36 epics in a case. So you'll definitely miss out on some, but it might put you in a good direction where you can just trade what you don't want. Foil Gus Monk. It's cool. It's going to go straight in my Draven deck. Decree of Strength. And a Decree of Unity. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about these Decree cards? I thought they felt a little weak for linchpin cards that are relegated to pretty much exclusively sideboard play only. I feel like they're a little undertuned. Some are much better than others. There's a little disappointment on the yellow decree. I was really hoping Decree of Unity, instead of just killing a Chaos Unit or Gear, it would just either like manipulate their trash, maybe they're banish their trash at reaction speed, or something that interacted with their bounce effects, since purple seems to have many bounce effects in this game. But I mean, killing a unit in gear is pretty cool. It still does some things, but unfortunately, uh, I think the chaos is very strong. Is mostly in its spells, not necessarily its units, nor its gear for that matter. Oh, and we got, I think, another hit. This should be an epic, more than likely, but who knows? We got a temporal breach. The Eye of Twilight, Shen, and it looks like another epic acceleration gate. Coming down to our last 4 packs. Unfortunately, at that point, it's looking a little grim, but who knows? Maybe we'll hit something crazy. Maybe at the very end we'll get a little last pack magic. Spiraling Yearns of the Dragon, Brutal Hunter, Sandswept 2, Frostcoat Mother, Hatch Borobot. Love this little guy, he's so cute. Foil Dragon's Roost, Eye of Twilight, and Heart of the Tempest, Canon Legend. And we got a Blade Twirler, Esteemed Hierophant, Oedipus, Mask Mother, Masa Crashing Thunder, Repair Specialist, Up from the Deep, Dame the Despoiler, Consuming Curse, Key Barrier, Oedipus Foil. We have a Zed without a sound. Oh, and an overnumber Irelia. And this is why you don't count your cookies before you open the jar. Look at that. What a crazy box this was. Wow. It's very solid. We got 3 alternate arts, 6 epics, and an over number. And we still have 3 more packs. Maybe we'll keep it going. Maybe let's get a rune too while we're at it. Let's get a cool alternate art rune. That'd be fun. Oh, yeah, Punching Poro. Serene Aesthetic. So what does everyone think about that? There's 22 reprint or current set champion units that got over numbers this set. Not including the legends, of course. What is everyone's thoughts of it? I'm always curious as to what people think about the overnumbers Riot decides to print in each set. Um, like in last set, we had just the legends, and then we had the overnumbered poros, which I thought was really great. It meant that you can still pull the legends pretty often, but occasionally when you get the poros, it can be really cool. Meanwhile, in this set, there's so many overnumbers that your chance of actually hitting a legend is not super high. So I'm really curious as to what people think about the uh, the choice of so many chosen champion slash champion unit overnumbers in the new sets. I believe they had the same thing in set two with the seals as well as the units. I definitely did not like the signatures on the units. I actually think signatures realistically should be kind of restricted to the legends. I don't think it. I mean, I think it's fine, but I think it's cool to play with signatures and play with really cool cards and high-end cards. And putting them on the units and cards that I'd have to shuffle into my deck can kind of be it feels bad because I don't really want to shuffle those ones, especially if I'm playing in like a regional qualifier or even like a nationals and I'm shuffling my deck, for my 40th time in the day. I don't want to damage those cards. Ruthless Strike, Affectionate Poro, Keeper of the Law, Legion Marauder, Stargazer, Sky Cruiser, Onslaught, Threshold of the Gray, Foil Frostcoat Mother, Gnosis, Guardian of Knowledge, and a Kennen Keeper of Balance. Alright guys, last pack. We got a Iterative Design, Makai Sand Spinner, Twilight Shroud, Mesmerize, Dragon Form, Fretful Feline, Tornado Warrior, Shadow Assassin, Hungry Wolf, a Gusbunk, a foil Punching Poro, cute little guy with a little heart. So cute. Look at him. A Morgana, Vindictive. And our last card is a Zed, Master of Shadows. So, overall, there's been some good hits. We got a cool little overnumber. We can take a even closer look at this. The foiling and the so nice on these overnumbers. They look so good. I will give props to Riot on this. I love the gold etching on the borders. I think they did a really great design on pretty much all the overnumbers. I mean, there's obviously some bad eggs on a couple, but for the most part, they're all pretty good. Let's take a little closer look to the set as well. Crystal roses, very pretty alternate arts. But yeah, here's been my box opening of Vendetta Set 4 Riftbound. If you liked what you see, please leave a comment, leave a like if you could, and maybe even subscribe. We'll be coming out with more content over the next course of a couple weeks. Take care, everyone. Have a good one.